keimu, which at one time I thought translated to small prison for some reason. I don't know. For some, it's. I have this document here of films that I'm meaning to watch, and for some reason this is listed as small prison. I have no idea why. But anyway, the reason I never got around to actually watching this film is because I couldn't access a copy of this film with English subtitles. This is a damn shame. Until one day, my friend Mr. Oakshot just said, "Look, it's upon hearing me bemoaning about this fact, he said, it's pretty easy to appreciate that film, even without understanding what's actually being said in the film." So I figured, okay. And this film is just spellbinding visually. I mean, I don't really mind if I don't know what's going on because this was just one of the by default this is one of the best films yet discussed on FOTD just because of its photographic excellence. I feel as though it would be unfair for me to discuss this film's content without really properly knowing what the heck is actually going on in this film, and and I am particularly confused. It's not something I can just kind of intuitively put together. I imagine one of these characters, one of the male leads, is an abstract artist. Right? That's what I gather. A particularly um, abstract artist. And but yes, essentially why I am creating this video is just so I can display some magnificent screenshots that I've taken from this film. I think you will be absolutely enthralled. I am unfamiliar with this film's director, and I've just had a cursory glance at their Wikipedia bio, and well, we're going to read it out aloud together. Just we can have my initial impressions recorded for posterity. Tetsuji Takechi, born the 10th of December 1912, died the 26th of July 1988, was a Japanese theatrical and film director, critic, and author. First coming to prominence for his theatrical criticism in the 1940s and 1950s, he produced influential and popular experimental kabuki plays. Beginning in the mid-1950s, he continued his innovative theatrical work in no, kyojin, and modern theatre. In late 1956 and early 1957, he hosted a popular TV program, the Tetsuji Takechi Hour, which featured his reinterpretations of Japanese stage classics. In the 1960s, Takechi entered the film industry by producing controversial softcore theatrical pornography. His 1964 film Daydream was the first big-budget mainstream pink film released in Japan. After the release of his 1965 film Black Snow, the government arrested him on indecency charges. The trial became a public battle over censorship between Japan's intellectuals and the government. Takechi won the lawsuit, enabling the wave of softcore pink films which dominated Japan's domestic cinema during the 1960s and 1970s. In the later 1960s, Takechi produced three more pink films. Takechi did not work in film during most of the 1970s. In the 1980s, he remade Daydream twice, starring actress Kyoko Aizomi in both films. The first Daydream remake, 1981, is considered the first theatrical hardcore pornographic film in Japan. Though Takechi is largely unknown in Japan today, he was influential in both the cinema and the theatre during his lifetime, and his innovations in kabuki were felt for decades. He also helped shape the future of the pink film in Japan through his battle against governmental censorship, earning him the titles the Father of Pink and the Father of Japanese Porn. Well, the Father of Japanese Porn happened to direct in 1964 one of the most aesthetically dripping films I have ever reviewed in my life. Oh yes, and there were many there were many frames of this film which were completely inappropriate for for screenshots on YouTube. I'll tell you that much. There's a little bit of a section here about this film here, about Kokaimu, small prison, which in English actually translates to either The Dream of the Red Chamber or Crimson Dream. So yes, it reads here, Takechi's third film, The Dream of the Red Chamber or Crimson Dream, Kokaimu, 1964, was released less than 2 months after Daydream. Based on two short stories, Kasanka Manganswai no Yume and Yanagiu no Jiken by Junichiro Tanizaki, The film depicts the lurid and violently erotic dreams of a writer, his wife, and his sister after having spent a night out drinking and visiting sex shows. Okay, at the very end of the film, I got the impression, huh? Is this a was this all a dream? And I guess it was meant to be. Okay, interesting. The Dream of the Red Chamber underwent extensive censorship before the government would allow it to be released. About 20% of the film's original content was cut by Eirin, I assume that's the distributor, the Japanese Film Rating Board, that's what that is, okay. Was cut by Eirin, rendering the film virtually incoherent, and this footage is now considered lost. Oh, fuck you, Eirin. You jerks. Oh, I fucking hate you guys. A truly magnificent film production. This title just bowled me over. Thank you all, and have a fantastic day.